I know you guys play fast. We all talk every day about fast, tempo fast. But the game itself in this system, does it feel like it's slowing down for you guys?
I would say from a standpoint of knowing what you got to do and knowing what the person knowing why everything is done, like knowing why maybe you're setting firm and because it's QB drop is only 5 yards, knowing all the little details of everything definitely slows the game down as far as that goes. So.
Yeah, I'll agree. Just knowing what everybody's doing, knowing why plays are happening. Like everything happens for a reason, like on the football field, and everything ties into one. So knowing why your job is important for someone else's job to be, successful, definitely slows the game down a little bit. But as far as tempo, nah, it's still fast.
Well, that's going to be fast, but I mean, just the why, and because you're not going to slow down, but the understanding of why you're doing things. How important is that, as opposed to knowing, okay, when he calls this play, I'm supposed to do this, as opposed to here's what the other three guys are supposed to do, so we can adjust if something's not exactly right.
It's definitely important, if you know why your job is so important, because everyone's job is equally important, but if you know why your job is important for someone else to succeed, it makes you want to do your job even more, because if you don't do your job, the person who's getting the ball is not going to succeed, or the team's not going to succeed. It definitely is crucial.
All you hear, guys, is different when you get into SEC play. Could you guys tell the difference between Pitt defensive line and Florida's defensive line first game in SEC play?
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely. The SEC is the best conference in the country. You're getting 11 dudes every single week. It's a grown man's game. So, you definitely see a difference there. But, Pitt definitely had a really good defense, really good playmakers, good D-line. But, you see those teams in the SEC, there's just – and the biggest difference in the SEC and, different conferences is, every defense in the SEC is too deep, solid.
Yep.
They roll out one D-line and bring in one that's just as good. So, that's what's so much different about SEC play, because, other conferences, their front four might be really good, but then, they bring in – there might be a little drop-off on the depth.
Yep.
But SEC play, they run those four out, run four more that are just as good in. So
Sure.
Is the biggest difference in SEC play, but besides what you're saying, Kate, just from an individual player, is it their strength or is it their quickness? What's the biggest difference when you get into league play?
To be honest, when you go up against a team, no matter who you're playing, they're going to play hard, right? It's not like you're going to go against somebody that's uninterested. You know what I'm saying? So, what sets other teams apart, or what sets other players apart, is some of the intangibles. Some guys, you can tell when you look at some guys how they're built, how just the resources that they have, that their team has in the SEC, how all these teams have all these resources to build players. You can look and you can see a difference when you're playing against certain teams.
yeah, for sure.
For you playing outside, is it the quickness factor? Everybody. There's a level of strength. There's a level of strength. Is there a quickness and agility that's the difference in this league?
No, the difference in this league, I think, is comes down to the technical things.
Okay.
Because everybody that gets recruited to go play college football, a lot of defensive ends are going to be between that 4.5 to 4.8 range, and then they're all going to be 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". 250 plus, so it's more of the technical things, like how they use their hands, how they set up their moves with their feet, how they line up. So it's very technical in that aspect, and really, I think what sets people apart is their hand usage. That's what probably, in my opinion, sets people apart, and their ability to bend around the edge. Once they clear your hands, they can bend.
Yep.
That's special.
Usually SEC venues Saturday night typically are loud. Most of them. The Swamp is one of those venues that's considered loud. Was it that case on Saturday for you guys? Did you have difficulties communicating? Usually they affect the offensive line and the offense, but did you guys feel like it affected you any?
Yeah, it was definitely loud. It was definitely loud. Definitely affected us on a couple plays. Center not hearing the clap, and because the center's right behind the quarterback, or right in front of the quarterback, and so when the quarterback claps, the tackles and the guards can hear it because that sound is going out. But the center, he's standing right in front of him, and it's hard to hear with your helmet on and stuff. So you might go with like you hear the clap as a tackle when you go, but the center can't hear it, so he doesn't snap it. So I mean, it definitely affects that. And then like a lot of people wouldn't know this, but like Darnell can attest to this. Like when you're out there, like when the crowd gets rocking and stuff, everything sounds like a clap.
Yeah.
So you're really just I mean,
Wow.
you can attest to that too. You know that
Because
too.
you're waiting for any type of sound so you can fire off the ball. It's not like you're not registering, oh, that was a clap. You're registering, oh, that was a sound. It sounded like a clap. Like,
I'm gone.
I'm
Let's
coming
go.
off the ball.
Well, because you know that guy's coming. I mean, you
For
can't
sure.
be late.
And you're
right?
not watching the ball. He's watching the ball. So, I mean, you're watching him. He's got his eyes tucked in there on the ball. So you hear something that sounds like a clap. And like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you guys managed it overall pretty well? I mean,
We did. I mean, we had a couple false starts.
Just like you know what I'm saying, tested our, like our crowd, you know what I'm saying, when our crowds are rocking, you're going to have problems. Like, that's how it is. You're going to have problems hearing, like, you know what I'm saying? When it's that loud, you're just, you know what I'm saying, unless you got superhuman ears.
It just comes with the game. Like,
it's just part of it.
yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, it's a night game in the SEC. You know, I mean, playing the top 10, top 15 team. I mean, their stands are going to be rocking. I mean, really, anytime you play in the SEC at a night game, I mean, it's going to be jumping and it's hard to hear. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, just the way it is, right? Just the way it is. Darnell, when was the moment for you when you realized, like, oh, this is not Huntington, West Virginia. This is different football. We all, I've been through that before as a freshman. First day of practice. Was it the first day of practice or first game, first scrimmage, whatever? But what was that moment that you realized, like, this is not high school anymore. This is different. This is big boy football. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I would have to go back to my freshman year. I would say it would be in practice. I remember I always knew I'm quick on my feet, you know what I'm saying? And I forget who it was. It was probably DT. I remember going against him a lot. He maybe he was fast, but he did a move with his hands, and I don't remember when I was a freshman, but he just did something that just I had never had somebody use their hands, like really use them, like
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, like really move my hands off of him, and you know what I'm saying, like
wax on, wax
yeah,
off. Yeah,
like, and it was like I didn't know what he did. I mean, obviously you learn over time, but
like, what?
I was confused.
You were just used to knocking guys down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, high school, right, Kate? I mean, you come in and it's just like, I'm just going to pancake the guy across from me. I'm not worried about it.
Whole different game.
And then you get out there and the guy's like, wait a minute, I didn't get my hands on him. What just happened?
It's night and day between high school and college. It's not even relatively in the same ballpark. Yeah. Honestly.
But we all go through that, as players, when you go up against someone that you see play on Sundays. For you, that was Daryl Taylor. For you, I'm pretty sure it was someone at Georgia when you first got there. Now you see him playing on Sundays.
Yeah, my first quick story.
Yeah.
My first practice at Georgia, Roquan Smith, top 10 pick, ran right by me. Like, I never even touched him. Like, never even got close. And I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a long 4 years. I mean, I didn't even see him. But, yeah, just off topic.
I'm a Bears fan, so I like Roquan Smith. Now I do. But, yeah, for me, it was going up against Jabari Greer, who was NFL DB, won the Super Bowl with the Saints. And, like, I remember, like, running a route, and I'm like, yo, does he know what I'm running? Is he in the huddle with me? I mean, he's right in my hip pocket, counting the change, man. So we all go through that. You go up against somebody that you wind up seeing playing on Sundays, man. It's a part of playing in the SEC that makes it so special.
All right, Darnell, you talked about the resources that they have in the SEC. For you, what was the adjustment like to committing to using all the resources? Because, look, let's face it, you were quicker, you were bigger than everybody in Huntington. I mean, I was up there to high school, saw you coach, hung out. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You were bigger. When was the moment where you were like, I mean, was it the Daryl Taylor moment? Was there a moment where you said, you know what, I got to use all the resources in front of me, whether it's getting my weight, where it needs to be, working on this, that. When was that moment where you're okay, I got to do a lot more to be an SEC player, because it is night and day different, like Cade was talking about?
I'm not sure if it would be an exact moment, but it was just a realization. Like, when you're in the weight room, and say even on one of my first days working out with the team, like, I didn't even really make it through the workout, and I saw everyone else like crushing it. Obviously older guys, because I just got there, but older guys crushing the workouts and just like being able to just seeing what is possible, and then realizing where you're at. Like I was crashing out, you know what I'm saying, when there's still 30 minutes left in the workout. Like you realize that what you can be because you see what other people have been doing.
How do you not let that get discouraging? But because, I mean, again, you were 5-star, Cade, you were that way. I mean, you know, everybody just assumes, right, that you're the man right out of the gate. And then all of a sudden you realize, I got a long ways to go to play in the SEC at my position. How did you not let it discourage you?
You really take it as motivation, especially when you talk to the older guys and you see they'll come up to you, they'll tell you, well, I was in your shoes once before too, and I stuck to this path and I did these things right. And then you can be what you see, you can be just like it, you know what I'm saying? They give you the passwords, they give you the keys, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I mean, how important is that was that older guy for you? I know you don't want to talk about Georgia life, but I mean, just going down there to have older guys to guide you through it. That you're like, okay, wait a minute, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah, like you said, like 5 stars, highly recruited and stuff. So you're like when you're in high school, coming out, you sign to college, you're in the top of the totem pole, and then you enroll, you're back down to the bottom. I mean, you're starting from square one. So just having those guys that you can look up to that do things right, that they're where you want to be. And I was blessed enough to be around in an O-line room. 2 first-round picks, a lot of people drafted off that roster, and just seeing how those guys worked, how they went about their business and what they did, it just it keeps you motivated. It keeps you seeing this is where I want to go and this is what I have to do to get there. So.
I mean, we all have that moment where we are freshmen and we at the bottom of the totem pole, and you got to learn from the older guy. I feel like you kind of drinking water off a fire hydrant sometimes. Now you guys have, especially you, Cade, you're old man now. Darnell, second year, but like, what's some advice that you're going to give to some of the younger players when those younger players come to you for advice? What's some of the first things that you're going to tell them?
My biggest advice was take every day. Like, it would be, don't ever waste a day. Because, I remember yesterday I was coming out of high school. I mean, it goes like that.
Yeah.
So don't ever waste a day. Don't ever take a day for granted. Live where your feet are, and just take every day to, get one step better. Focus on one thing. It doesn't have to be in football.
Yeah.
It could be something in your personal life. You want to get better at something. One thing a day. Get better at it. Take a step. Don't take a step back. Take a step forward, and just live where your feet are and just enjoy every day.
Yeah, I'd say advice I'd give, just like that. What I'm saying, I'll let it be known, let it be apparent that it's a consistent choices on a consistent basis that's going to form your habits. So you might as well do it now. You don't want to do it later on and have to be behind the ball. Like, just dive into it and then dive into the deep water, see where it takes you, and it's not gonna do anything but benefit you in the long run.
Words from Fat Patty. That was hard, though.
Hey, I'm speaking facts. Hey, quote that.
I want to tell a story. Okay. So I go to Huntington, West Virginia to interview this guy.
All
okay.
All right.
I mean, you talk about growth and maturity, and you talk about living in the moment and enjoying. I mean, getting him to say anything was a challenge. Like,
for sure.
I mean, he was so uncomfortable that you just didn't want to talk about anything.
Yeah.
And now you're on a show giving advice to people, quality advice to people.
Quality too. Quality.
I swear, my first 4 months, when I got here, because we went to quarantine and stuff. Like I don't think me and Darnell probably said 10, 20 words to each other the whole time.
I bet he didn't say 100 words the first month he was on campus.
I'm serious. And then he just started breaking out of his shell, man, and now we're just so close. Man never stops talking. It's awesome though.
I mean, what's the switch? I mean, why are you suddenly more comfortable?
I would say I'm suddenly more comfortable. Still, it takes me, I don't know. It's something I'm working on. Obviously, everybody works on their own little thing. So, just being around new people, you know what I'm saying? I've learned I know how it feels just to be comfortable in a situation and actually show who you are, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're uncomfortable, you think you overthink what should you say in this moment? You don't want to come off as this type of guy, or you know what I'm saying? Just overthinking everything. If you just let it flow, you be straight. You know what I'm saying?
So Hubs, you say you went up to Huntington, and he didn't talk much. Both of these guys were highly recruited, which means they probably started to get contact as early as freshman, sophomore year. And there's a time where you enjoy the attention. You get the letters. You got people calling you, hey, Darnell, hey, Kay. Like, everybody is loving up on you. At what point were you like, yo, this is – all right, I'm done.
For this guy, day 2.
I'm done.
It's
enough.
For day 2 for him. He was – you never liked it, did you?
Yeah, not really. I mean, not necessarily. I hated it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't.
I mean, you were grateful for the offers and grateful for the opportunity.
Right.
But the process part of it, you were not interested in talking to 10 coaches on a Tuesday night.
Yes, sir.
I mean, from day one, that didn't do anything for you, did it?
No. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know.
That's the truth.
I get it, man.
I was grateful. I was always grateful. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I would talk to him. I wouldn't just hang up the phone. But you know what I'm saying? I would just. I don't know, something about.
Right?
I mean,
Hey, Darnell, you gonna come visit? Gonna get you on
I never knew what to
official?
say. Like, I don't know. I don't
They
even.
calling.
I don't know. I don't even know how to get there. Like.
When did you have that moment where you were like, yeah, it was cool at first, but now it's annoying. Oh, my gosh, I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, first. I'm kind of like Darnell. Like I wasn't big on the process. Like I committed to Tennessee as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Sophomore? Okay. So I committed as a sophomore, shut it down, didn't talk to any schools. I would just come up here, visit. I had really good friends on the team, so, I loved hanging out up here. So I come up here and visit, hang out, yada, yada, yada. But, the whole process of talking to coaches and stuff, I was like Darnell. I wasn't about it. And then, things happened, whatever, and then, it opened back up, but still I wasn't about it. I picked 3 schools, and, that was my process. I didn't take 5 officials, I took 3, and, I kept my recruitment small just because, I didn't want to waste anybody's time. I didn't want my time wasted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's annoying when you think about it. It's like
come on, man. Are you just going to kill me the rest of the show?
No, not you.
No,
talking to.
We were annoying.
No, not you. Talking to coaches.
It's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
For me, I like talking to you because this is going to age Hubs and I a little bit.
I'll tell you a story. Look, do you remember when y'all came down to Huntington and y'all wanted me to take a picture and you wanted me to stretch my arm, you wanted me to stretch my arms out or something like that.
Michael Jordan
I
style.
remember in my mind I was thinking I don't want to stretch my arms out all the way because I don't want to I don't even want you. I don't even why do you care how long my arms are? But obviously now I know
wingspan.
I mean, it was one of those.
It was just it seemed so weird to me. You want me to stand here and. I don't know. It was just some things were so weird.
I remember talking. Hold on. You can age me in just a second. Let me finish this.
I can't wait. I
you
can't
can
wait.
Age me.
Come on.
So it was. I remember talking to your coach, and he was like, "Listen, Darnell has no idea what he can do. He has no. He really doesn't understand the talent level he has. It's like he's just." You were almost too comfortable in the moment. You had a hard time seeing and having kind of a vision of what it could be 3 years removed from high school or 2 years removed from high school.
I didn't play middle school football. I played youth league football, but I never really watched football. I obviously I wasn't ignoring it, but that was really never my interest.
Just wanted to hoop.
Yeah, I was a hooper, and I don't know.
He likes science too. Just don't let him tell you.
He's still probably for his size, pound for pound, the freakiest athlete I've ever been around. The stuff that he can do, never. I've been around some really good football players. I mean, top 5 pick, bunch of first rounders. The stuff that he can do pound for pound, I've never seen anybody do anything close to what he can do.
Sam, appreciate you.
All right, go ahead, age me.
Can I age you a little bit?
Yeah, then we'll get back to what people want to hear. But go ahead.
So
this will be entertaining.
I don't want you to be offended
I'm not
about how the recruiting process was annoying because I used to love talking to Hubs because he would call and I thought Hubs controlled the star ratings. And so I was a 4-star on Rivals and a 5-star on ESPN. So I would be super nice to Hubs, right? Hey, hey, Mr. Hubs, how you doing, man? Whatever you want to know, I'll answer whatever question you got. I got all the time in the world for you, my man. But the coaches, like I would get phone calls from, Arkansas. I ain't trying to go to Arkansas. I ain't trying to go to this school or that school. So, like, those calls were annoying. But Hub's calls, I love his call. I was trying to sweet talk him to that 5th star. You guys didn't have to do that, though. He already gave it to you.
I'm glad to know that's why you answered. I thought you liked me, I always thought you liked me. No, you didn't. You were looking for a star. Hey, talking about being comfortable, and he's talking about how crazy of an athlete you are. How big of a deal was it for you to move to the left side and go back to your high school number?
It was a big deal for me.
Because you always played left in high school, right?
Right. It was it's different when you come into college. You don't come in. Well, at least I did. A lot of people do, but you don't come in and say, "This is what I'm going to do." You don't. You know what I'm saying? You're not telling the coaches what you're going to do. You're trying to listen. You're trying to find out what does the team need me to do. What does the team need me to be? And they need me at right tackle. They need me to play quarterback. I don't know. Whatever they needed me to do, I was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? When you're a young guy like that. But now, like after I'd already developed, at right tackle, to switch to left, it was almost really scary for me because it was like I didn't know if I could do it. Like you just don't know. You don't know if you have it in you to do it. But then obviously you start doing it and you get more comfortable at it, and that's what happened. But at first it was really scary. Like you just don't know. You don't know how you're going to be able to compete with everybody else because you haven't done it in a long time.
All right, so from that standpoint, how much do you appreciate the fact that he can play anywhere across the front?
Right. That's a perk.
We were just talking about this today.
Yeah.
Were you really?
Yeah, we were.
Just from the standpoint of
just like thinking about moving from like tackle to inside, like on the other side, like how much different it is. We were just talking about it.
Did from the left tackle standpoint, was it several days? Was it a week? Was there a moment where you went, "This is home.
I think it was.
I'm home. I mean, everything's right with my hands again. It feels normal to me."
I think it definitely wasn't the second day. I remember the second day was one of the worst days. It was almost like first day was like, okay. Second day was like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't. And then the third day it was like, I think it was the fourth day. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna be able to do it. And then after that, it just kept getting better and better.
K. Mays, Darnell, right. The lineman. The lineman. We got both linemen out. How was it for you guys watching? I know it's different for you, Kay, because it's your brother, but like watching one of your guys gut through trying to play basically on one leg. Mm-hmm. I've been there myself. It's a fine line between wanting to play for your team, wanting to give your all, but at the same time you're like, well, am I helping or am I hurting because I'm actually hurt? How was it for you guys, like just watching Cooper, just give his all, man?
Yeah, I mean, I know Coop. I know him, probably better than anybody. I know he's got that in him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a warrior, and he's gonna do anything he can. Like it literally like breaks his heart, like to not be out there with all of us. Yeah. Like breaks his heart. He hates it. But I mean, I just went up to him. Like I could tell. Like I knew he was hurt. First drive of the game, I knew something was wrong. And then it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. And, I'm out there playing. I'm out there blocking. So I don't see what he's got going on inside and stuff. And, he was laying there on the ground. I went and picked him up. And I was just like, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But, I mean, if you still got something in you, let's go.
Yeah.
And, he finished that drive. And then, he came over to the sideline. His pinky was freaking sideways.
Yeah.
Couldn't hardly walk. And, he's a warrior.
You can see Coop is another person. Kay talking about me, athletic ability. When you watch some of the things Coop does, you can see once the game progressed, how he was fighting through his injury. Like, you can see, I remember one play he went to reach, and his ankle, it was giving out on him a little bit, and he just couldn't put pressure. He couldn't put power off of it. I remember once he dropped to his knee, still hung on, got back up off his knees, finished the block, finished the reach block. Like he's got some freaky stuff in him that's like, even to do it while he's injured, like I don't know, he's something else. Like
situations like that kind of brings you closer as a team when you see somebody like giving their all and they can easy to make the choice to just sit down.
Right.
I mean, because you're not going to blame a guy if he's limping and he can't go, but to see him literally put his body on the line for you guys and for the team to win, like situations like that make you close. And we see quarterbacks, fight through injuries and limp and play while they're hurt, and it makes everyone respect the quarterback a lot more. Same case here with Cooper, I think, too.
Yeah, no question. I mean, just completely gutted it out. And this is not any kind of criticism of Jerome Carvin at all, but you guys seem to function, at a different level when Cooper is at center. What is it about him at center that makes you guys comfortable? And how challenging is the center position in this offense?
I think when Cooper's at center, it puts our best 5 on the field.
Yeah.
Jerome still comes in and does a great job at center, gets us all on the right page, still handles our tempo, does a great job. But I think when Cooper's at center, it puts our best 5 guys on the field. And, I think when Coop goes down, we have to shovel some pieces around in there, and then, you just lose that
continuity.
For sure.
That where the guy, exactly what the guy beside you is going to do and that type of thing.
Last week, guys, your opponent this week went up against Boston College. And I'm not trying to provide anybody bulletin board material, but when you – I'm giving you a warning. That's why I said that.
You say that every week.
I'm giving you a warning to let you know, hey, make sure you don't give the other team bulletin board material. That's my warning to you. But seriously, when you see –
No, we running the tackle screen.
When you see that Boston College ran the ball for 275 yards – like, what's your reaction? Because I'm pretty sure Missouri's going to see some things that we were unable to do, and they're going to be licking their chops as well. It's just the way it is. But when you guys see Boston College go for 275 on the ground, as offensive linemen, what's your reaction?
I mean, when you watch that film, they were definitely making holes for the running backs and stuff, but they run a completely different offense than us. They're big under center, 12 team, 2 tight ends in the game, just pounding it. And, we can still do that from the shotgun with the tempo, all that stuff. But, as far as, like the 12 alignment under center, just like a pro-style offense, it's a lot different. But, it definitely shows some things that we can do, situations we can put them in and hopefully, do the same thing.
Good answer, Ken.
Why did you guys get back to ground game success? Not that you had been bad the previous games, but particularly when you gave the ball to a running back, your running backs had more success against Florida than they had against Pittsburgh or even against Tennessee Tech. What was the difference for you guys in the ground game last week to kind of get it rolling, particularly with the tailbacks?
I think I'm gonna give you a little analogy. You know what I'm saying? Say you're hooping, right? Say you're hooping.
Okay.
And you're down. Say you're down 5, whatever, and you got a little time left. It seems like you want to go hit the 3. You want to go hit the 3. You know what I'm saying? But your coach ever tell you go get a layup?
Yeah.
Go get a layup. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Just get back base. Go back to your basics. You know what I'm saying? Like run the ball, and you know what I'm saying. Nothing special. There's nothing special about it. Sometimes you just need to put it down, run the ball. Go get a layup.
Can you hoop? You've been talking about a lot of hoops lately.
Hey, somebody show them the film. Show them the film.
Who's the best hooper on the team?
Definitely Darnell.
Darnell the best basketball player?
Wait, on the whole team?
On the whole team?
Not on the whole team.
Whole
In
team.
the O-line room.
Okay. What about the whole team?
Is that wait? Hold on a minute.
Actually, Henne's nice at basketball. He almost dunked. I go count. He almost dunked.
Hendon was an athlete in high. A lot of people thought he was going to be a wide receiver in college.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people thought coming out if it didn't work for him at quarterback, if he didn't become a polished enough passer at quarterback, he might end up being a college wide receiver. So he was a good athlete. Is there a second, quote, good basketball player in the O-line room? Or are you just burying a guy in the block and just turning up and laying it in the goal? Is that your basketball skill?
I'm taking him out to the.
You're not facing up. Are you facing up?
If I got to, I got to. You know what I'm saying?
Second best hooper in the room. Second best athlete in the room. Is it Coop?
Cooper can't play basketball.
Cooper can't play basketball, but he's definitely athletic. I don't know if he could play basketball.
Definitely can't play basketball.
Yeah.
RJ?
RJ.
RJ played like travel, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I still, catch a body in the paint, but.
Hey, you know who think he nice?
Did you ever play?
K-Ron think he nice.
K-Ron does think he nice.
Did you play
I did. I hit, I was a middle school hooper. actually hit multiple game winners my 7th grade year. I was averaging 14 a game, like 10 rebounds.
Is it on
But
video?
I hated basketball. No, I was so 7th grade basketball. Like, I didn't even make the varsity, middle school team. I was on, the backup team. I was still turned, though. I hated basketball so much because all the running up and down on the court. So I'd get real rough in the paint and try to foul out. Be honest with you.
Go sit down, man. Forget this.
I hated basketball.
And a stunning development. Cade was rough at something. We're all shocked by that news.
Cade did not like the lack of physicality.
Why did you not play? Remind me why you did not play football in middle school.
Oh, it was my age. Because I'm actually supposed to be like a year younger, right? I'm supposed to be like a sophomore. He's too old to be out here. He's looking too big. He's too old.
Here's my social security card.
I'm just
my
playing.
birth
I
certificate.
don't even know. They think I'm cheating or something.
I wouldn't want my kid going up against you either. I wouldn't want that at all.
And what position did you play in middle school? Because you were not an offensive tackle.
Oh, look, we can pull up the film right now. I got a pick at safety, and I got a strip touchdown at linebacker. I couldn't run the ball. I had a sticker on my helmet.
Yeah, you had an X on your helmet.
So I was stripping folks.
It's like you, right? Your pick six got denied when you had that. I remember that story.
Oh,
so you always, you thought you were always going to be a defensive guy, right? That's what you always wanted to play.
Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, just because you can. Maybe it's like there's not a better feeling than, you know what I'm saying, offense runs a play and you stop the play. Like, as an offensive lineman, I could pancake somebody. This play might go on. But if I DN, I cook somebody, I tackle them, stop the play. I did that. You know what I'm saying?
You ever talk to Hypo about playing on defense?
Hey, he put me in a little.
No.
Ain't happening.
Look, the day I was in Huntington, he was complaining Coach, let me play some D. I got to play defense. He's like, defensive end. Coach, Billy was like, will you stop? Will you go over there and play some? All I need you to do is block this guy.
That's it.
If you'd have put me at tight end, I would have said nothing.
Oh, he wanted tight ends. He wanted to play everything but offensive tackle.
What number are you again?
58.
58.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, you can't catch a pass 58 all day. You change the number, man.
And he's not going to go with a number change.
No.
We don't need any more duplicate numbers than we got on this team right now. We got enough of those.
We don't need that. But I do want you to catch a touchdown pass, though.
Little tackle eligible?
Yeah, goal line. Yeah, man. Make it happen.
Have y'all ever had the catfish here?
Yes. It's pretty legit.
Yes.
It's pretty legit.
I'm going to try it tonight.
Yes.
It's pretty legit at
the catfish.
They got coleslaw?
Yes, they got coleslaw.
Gotta get the coleslaw.
They got greens.
Get me
You'll be okay. You trust me. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna take good care of you.
Yes,
Get some good news.
What's your go-to sides here, okay?
Man, I don't have any go-tos. I kind of get it. I rotate them. The first week I got 2 things. Next week I got 2 things. I like the fried okra's good. Probably with my fish tonight. Probably get some fries. You got to get fries with fish. Maybe some baked beans. Baked beans are good.
Okra and greens. Okra and greens is how it rolls out of here. That's for sure. That's at Gus's world famous fried chicken. All right, let's talk about off the field. You guys are friends. You talk about how close you guys are, right? You're buddies.
Sounds like it.
Why? Why? What clicks? What's the personality? What is it? Is it just a mindset you two have? Is it? Why did you guys click? Because you're not the same age, different paths to get here. Why did it click?
That's honestly a great question. I've never really thought why.
Listen, I'll tell you why. This is exactly why. Let me tell you.
Say it.
It's because he's so uptight. He's always so serious. He's always.
No, I'm not.
Well, not outside
in a
of
serious
football.
setting.
In a serious setting, he's very serious. In a serious setting, I'm not serious at all. I'm actually less serious than I should be. You know what I'm saying? I think it evens it out pretty good.
For sure.
It makes a good balance.
But off the field,
yeah, off the field we're chill.
Off the field is just good vibes, and anytime Darnell's there, Darnell's hanging out, it's always me, Coop, Darnell, Jerome, K-Ron, Kingston, all the guys, we're all there, and it's always just good vibes. Last year during COVID, we go out and eat and stuff, and it was a whole O-line, we're always just
How fun is it that you can have those vibes and there's not the COVID stress?
Say it again. Those what?
Those vibes? Is that what I said? Was that wrong?
No, that's right.
Can you say it right?
No, he cool.
Okay.
It's just, you know what I'm saying?
This show's got a lot of stress on it tonight. Darnell's putting a lot of stress. How nice is it to be able to just kind of hang out? Where you guys couldn't last year?
I mean, we still did last year. So, it's really the same thing. Like during the first lockdown, like the first 2 months of lockdown, everybody stayed separated because like everybody's like, oh, we're gonna die from COVID, like stuff like that. Like the whole first 2 months, like it was real deal serious. Like don't come over to my house. Like if you need something from my place, like I'll leave it outside. But like after the first 2 months, when the season really started and like fall camp kicked up, like it was like we were always hanging out with each other. We, go get something to eat on a Wednesday night. That's what we need to do. We need to go to Copper Cellar tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, I don't need the wings.
Any
place that has wings, I'm there.
They got wings here. Y'all can sit right here and hang out after the show.
Right.
Hang out, have you some wings. You getting catfish today.
I might get a wing though.
You gotta get a wing.
What if
That's the go-to. That's the go-to. That's the go-to right there. That is the go-to.
All right. For you guys, you talk about Boston College. What do you, when you watch the tape, you talked about the need to finish. What are you building off of? What, for you personal games, what are you building off of from the first 4 weeks going into this one, including last week, for you in your individual game? What are you focused on? What are you building off of moving forward?
You specifically?
Like what do you, don't get so technical, nobody knows what you're talking about, but is it pass pro? Is it your run block? Is it, what do you like about what you're doing right now? What are you focusing on improving on?
I'd say for me personally, I want to like be more attentive to the little details, like the last bit of the play, like when you think you've completed your block, that little extra mile you go to just finish it, stamp it, it's all over.
What about you, Kate?
I'd say something I've emphasized really this year with my bump out to tackle. A lot of people thought that I couldn't play tackle, I couldn't protect the quarterback. And I feel like I've done a good job the first 4 weeks, just continuing to do that, getting better with my hands, getting more comfortable in my set. Because, I've only been playing tackle for, since fall camp. Just getting comfortable in my set, comfortable in my hands, still finishing in the run game, getting good fits, all that good O-line stuff.
You played last week. You guys played a blitz-heavy team. They get exotic and come from different stuff. Does Missouri do a lot of that? Are they a little more straight up than you played?
They're a little more four-down base. Last year, I think this year they got a new defensive coordinator. Last year they were a big, odd front team. This year they're big, four-down. A lot of add-ons from the linebackers. Basic coverages on the back end. Just the base team.
Do you like that? Is that an easier? Or do you kind of like the?
I don't really have a
cat and mouse game with
have
the
a
blitz
preference. If a defense is exotic, you just got to make sure all 5 of your guys are keyed into the exotic things. For example, last week Florida was running they'd have a three technique and a 5 technique on the backside. And then on the front side they'd have a front side shade, 4-eye, and an overhang. So it looks like odd on the front side with a shade, but on the backside it looks like an even front. So it's really hard to get everybody on the same page. But if everybody's keyed into those things, then it doesn't matter. We're gonna go block stuff right. But with a 4-down team, you just gotta. Everybody's gonna do something that's challenging to an offense. So if you're keyed into it, you're gonna be fine.
How much better are you at getting prepared that way, mentally, being keyed in? How much better have you gotten in your mental preparation, Darnell?
Tenfold. Just knowing what your opponent is going to do before they do it is the ultimate. It's the ultimate advantage. Just being keyed into everything. There's nothing better than knowing what they're going to do before they do it, and knowing what to expect. When did you
get to that point? Was there a game where last year, freshman year, or this year, where you're like, hey man, I know, like he was talking about, DB's in his hip pocket, like he knows the route, but you feel like you know what's coming. When you get to the line, you're not like, wait a minute, what is this? What is that? You know what's coming. Was there kind of a moment or a game where you felt that way?
Yeah, I'd say you progress over the years and you learn things. But when I was really young, I remember I didn't realize. It's really simple. It's really simple. Say if you have a normal 4-2, you get one of your backers, they come off the edge. Well, I didn't understand that the defense has to play their gap. I didn't understand that everyone has a position that they're going to. In high school, you might think they're just running around wild and not wild, but you think they don't really have an assigned gap. Everyone plays their gap and everyone has an assignment on the defense. So once you start understanding that, you can understand where they're going to be and where they're supposed to be, and you can anticipate it. And it was something I learned. It was really simple, but it helps.
Okay, what's going to be the message from you to the offensive line? You got a lot of playing time under your belt. You played at home, day games, night games. You've been on the road, day game, night games. But this is the first away game at noon, and it's just different having to get up super early, and it's noon for you guys because you're Eastern time, but really it's going to be 11 a.m. local time. So like it's getting up a extra hour early. So what's your message to your offensive line about just getting yourself ready to go super early because you like these type of games?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've played at Missouri at 11 a.m. before my freshman year. Just when you go to bed that night, like, you got to be ready to play then because there's not enough time in the morning to wake up and get yourself ready. So, like, when you go to bed that night, you have to be keyed into everything. You got to be ready to play when you go to sleep. So when you wake up, you're waking up, you're ready to go because there's not enough time to, wake up drowsy and get going. Like, you got to be ready as soon as your feet hit the floor.
When was the wake-up call? Like, what time did you guys wake up?
Back then?
Yeah, like
6:30.
You remember?
Yeah.
6:30?
Which would be
Remember
like,
that? Oh, are you talking about here? Are you talking about Georgia?
The last time
when he went to Missouri, he played an early game.
yeah, it was a noon game.
So 6:30, wake up.
That's like a normal wake up right now because you got morning practice anyway.
Right.
You're a noon guy. I mean, you like the early games, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You an early game guy, or do you prefer to play at night or late afternoon?
I mean, when they blow that whistle, just I'm gonna be there.
Time to go.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother you either way.
Nah.
I mean, you think you can mentally get as ready for a noon game as you would a night game?
Yeah.
Like he got to say it don't matter. I mean, it's not like
I know, but
he's gonna admit that
Like,
anyway.
I mean,
I really don't.
But some people will at least, like, he will acknowledge he likes a
Like,
noon
when you
game.
think about it,
Like,
when
if I asked him last week, Jason, y'all
I don't
playing
like
at
the
night,
morning.
would you prefer a noon game? He go, yeah, I prefer a noon game, but I knew he'd be ready to play. I'm not suggesting
Like, when
he's
you-
not going to get out of bed and be ready to play. Come on, man.
When you think about it, from the time of your pregame meal to game time, it's the same amount of time. It's the same block of time, no matter what time your game is. So, I mean, after pregame meal, before warm-ups, to get ready, get stretched out, all that stuff. So, I mean, it's the same block of time. It's just earlier.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's just pasta.
let's-
It's
let's
pasta
get
for
this-
breakfast.
I'm not a morning person, but I mean, I'm disciplined enough to know that when it's a morning game, like, cause I'm a night owl, I stay up. If I don't have, you know what I'm saying? If I find myself staying up later than probably most people, or whatever, because I'm a night owl, whatever you want to call it. So I'm disciplined enough to know when it's game, when I have a game tomorrow, like, I'm going to sleep. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, whatever I got to do, I'm going to sleep.
So you like games, Jason, any time of the day, right? That was your deal?
No, my deal was I like playing sorry teams early so I can go out after the game, see my family, see my friends, go to the club, whatever. And that's when I was a freshman, sophomore. As I got older, I didn't really care about that stuff anymore. But when you play against the premier teams, like, good non-conference game like Cal or Bama or Florida, Georgia, I would want those games to be at night because I want to give the fans enough time to get themselves lathered up, get themselves prepared to be loud. So, yeah, it just depends, man. It depends on the opponent. So that was my philosophy.
You like noon games on the road? You like early games on the road?
We played Memphis on the road my senior year. Ooh, I loved it. We clapped those cheeks, and then we came right on back to Knoxville, and I was able to go out that night. It was great. It was lovely. It was lovely.
New games on the road are straight because, I mean, like the night games, we didn't get home till 3 o'clock. I hate that.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Because,
watched
I
a
mean,
little movie, though.
We did watch the little movie. It was cool. Like, the trip was cool. But, I mean, like, when you get home at 3 o'clock, then you sleep till noon, then your whole Sunday, your day off is gone. I mean, it's just not ideal.
Yeah.
You play a noon game on Saturday. You're home by 6 o'clock. We'll just call it 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You get to do whatever you want to do that night. Eat a good dinner, yada, 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 whatever you want to do.
Yep.
Then, I mean, you're in bed. You wake up the next morning. You enjoy your whole Sunday.
Yep. That's right.
I'm just asking.
I mean,
didn't-
I'm with
I
Kate.
hate sleeping until, like, I hate.
He's getting uptight. Look at him.
Look, is he
He started
I'm
to do this
getting
right.
I hate sleeping.
He's starting to twitch.
I hate sleeping until like noon.
blood
If I
starting
sleep
to
till
boil a
noon,
little
I
bit.
feel like the whole day's wasted. I can't stand it.
And you would sleep to noon every day if you could, right?
No, he sleeps till 4 p.m. Never awake.
Yeah, I'm man. What a great show today with you guys, man. Hanging out with the offensive lineman. The offensive lineman got personality too. Darnell Wright got personality.
I'm telling y'all, I'm not trying to pick him off. Nobody. I mean, this has been. I left West Virginia and I drove up here and I got nothing out of this guy. I got he was super nice, super polite, but you got nothing out of him. So he's a storyteller now. I mean, the guy can host. He can host his own show if he wants to.
I like it.
He's rolling. It's fun. He's playing well too. Both you guys. I know you're looking forward to getting back on the field and the challenge this week and having another opportunity. To build on what you guys have gotten done so far and continue to grow in this offense and try to get all 11 people on the same page at the same time, right?
No doubt.
Should be fun.
Should be fun.
Guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here tonight at Gus's World Famous Fried Chicken.
Watching.
This is Darnell Wright, Cade Mays, Jason Swain. I'm the guy who has no reason and no purpose of being here, but thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.
So does the show just like boom goes.